Is women's liberation just a fancy way of saying strong, independent, over sexualized whore? There was a point in time where women didn't really have any rights for the most part. A lot of the things that men could do, women didn't have the right to do it, such as voting, expressing their opinion, and not too much talking, being in the presence of men. And that talking while being in the presence of men, or even leading over men, well, if you have a problem with that, you probably have to take that up with your God or your belief system, because that comes directly from your belief system. A lot of y'all say y'all Christians or religious people, and that's what your God said. But
he didn't say that.
But nonetheless, that was law. That was the way of the land. And over time, women actually have fought for their right to have the same rights and opportunities as men. So they did that, and this turned into like women's movement, women's rights, women's liberation, and things like that. So once women got the same rights as men, a lot of these women didn't go into the same fields as men, like science, technology, STEM. Women wanted to branch off and do their own things. Now we get into the whole discussion of equal pay. Women don't get the same pay as men for doing the same job. Now, I don't need to go into that because that has been debunked 1,000 times.
I mean, whatever, I guess.
As far as equal pay. Now, a lot of women say that they want the same rights as men, but they do, but only when it benefits them. And what a lot of women don't understand is, if you want the same rights as men, you have to deal with the good and the bad. If you do the same thing that men do, and the men have to deal with the bad end of it, well, you know what? You have to deal with the bad end of it too. You have to take accountability, which we know in a lot of cases, women don't really take accountability for anything. It's always somebody else's fault. I mean, what are you? The Dallas Cowboys?
What the fuck is wrong with this guy, man? You kidding me?
I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that. But anyway, women's liberation movement is pretty much women, I guess, detaching themselves from a man's firm fist. And what has that led into? That has led into a lot of women talking to men a certain type of way that they probably shouldn't be talking to men. That has led to a lot of women over sexualizing themselves. That has led to a lot of women doing things like porn, OnlyFans. You see them in music videos. Just a lot of things that's, to a certain degree, that's not really respectable in today's society. Now, women should, I agree, women should have the right to do whatever they want to do. No man should be telling a woman what she can and can't do with her body. But at the same time, as you do whatever it is that you want to do, just know that there are certain things, there are certain laws and rules that's put into place that you're going to have to deal with the repercussions. Because a lot of women think that, oh, I can do whatever I want, and whenever I do it, you are just supposed to accept me for who I am. Which a man can't come to the table and say that. A man can't just do whatever he wants to do, then expect you as a woman to deal with it, because you won't deal with it. A lot of women actually think that they can go out in the world and sleep with a lot of men, or show their body off on the internet, whether it's twerking, stripping, doing porn, OnlyFans. And they think that they can do all of that. And then once they get to the point where, hey, I want to settle down and get me a man, they think you just supposed to overlook that and act like it don't even exist and accept them for who they are. No, it does not work that way.
What you're saying is extremely misogynistic.
You need to know and understand something as a woman. If you are out in the streets dressed like a whore, then you will get treated as such. That's how things work. And you will only attract men that's into whores. Because no respectable woman would dare leave in her house that way. No respectable men will even take a woman like that serious. Yes, would a lot of men sleep with you based on, how your body look, and sometimes you going out of the house dressed in a certain type of way? Yes, a lot of men will sleep with you, but the respectable men, the men that you probably could see yourself being with, is not gonna take you serious. Yeah, you'll get a lot of simps and lames and pookies and ray rays and chads and guys like that would deal with you, because with these type of guys, these guys are, let's be honest, a lot of these guys are raised in a single parent household. A lot of these guys don't have strong men around to pretty much show them the ropes and tell them how things should be. Because any respectable man, matter of fact, he probably doesn't even want to be seen out in public with you being out here dressing like a whore. Again, the Pookies and Ray Rays have no problem with seeing you out in public because they be on some BS anyway. So just know, as you go out into the world and carry yourself a certain type of way, we the people will call it just how we see it. So if you want liberation and equal rights and everything just like men, because let's be honest with you, there's nothing that men do that a woman can't do. Women have access to do everything that men can do, but they just don't want to do it. Women want to be able to do whatever they want to do, but don't want you to say anything about it, but they will say something about what you are doing. You know who these women are. You have them in your family, you have them at your job, you have them at your gym, you have them at your church. They're everywhere. There's no escaping these people. So you can have all the liberation that you want, but just know certain people are going to hold you accountable for your actions. This is what you wanted and this is what you fought for. The same thing, like, a lot of women have the argument of women are unprotected. Well, if you are dealing with a man and he's telling you, sweetie, you probably shouldn't be wearing that, what do you think that is? You look at it like, oh, he's trying to control me. But you got to look at it like, we don't live in a fairy tale world. We all know that there are people in this world that be out on some bullshit. So him telling you that, that's your protection. Feminism has tricked you so much to the point where you don't even know what protection looks like anymore. Are there some men that's controlling me? Yes. You know who they are. They know who they are. We know who they are. Everybody knows who they are, but we're not talking about those men. We're talking about the men that's actually trying to protect, but you reject their protection. So guess what? Now you out in public, you wearing something that's very revealing. Let's just say some idiot does something, disrespects you in some type of way, grabs your ass or something like that. Now what? Now you have put your man and your relationship in danger. It can go very, very left. Now this man is put his freedom on the line. So you have to understand something. If you are dealing with a guy, anytime this man is in your presence, he is pretty much putting his life on the line for you. Especially if he's any kind of man. When I say any kind of man, the type of man somebody that you dating, somebody you dealing with. If he's any type of man, he's pretty much putting his life on the line for you. And you mean to tell me you can't respect this man or your relationship enough to not carry yourself that way? Dressing that type of way, being loud, combative. A man cannot protect you if you are not up under his leadership. Now, this is not something that I'm making up. And I'm not here to go back and forth with you about who's right and who's wrong. But what I am here to do is to tell you that this is the world that you live in. Peace.